Try again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Talkback Corner in a different setting. We are super excited you decided to join us today.
So we went over this in the studio. We're fixing to play a song. We're going to pull some different parts out just so you can see the importance of everything that's up here. This is what our music area looks like.
Yep.
So
We're here every Sunday morning, Sunday night, usually.
Yep. Wednesday night.
Well, y'all are.
Special services. Oh, yeah, you're... Yeah, never
I'm
mind.
downstairs on Wednesday night.
So anyways, we will get this started off. Of course, in this opportunity that we have, we will be playing some Casting Crowns for all the people that are begging for Casting Crowns.
All two of you.
Yeah. So we're going to play Voice of Truth. Caleb's got something to say.
Go ahead and say it.
No, I'm just getting ready so I don't have to in the middle of playing.
Oh, I got you. So, yeah, you probably won't hear me much while I'm playing, but they may talk a lot, so.
Yeah.
You ready?
We're honestly not sure how this is going to go, but to piggyback on last episode, we did some examples of some aux key stuff in response to a question, so hopefully that listener got what they were looking for, but it really started playing in our brains what all can we do to apply this to other instruments, right? So we're going to jam, like you said, like Cody said, and we're going to pull different stuff out, put different stuff in so you can see the impact that each instrument has on the song itself.
That was my phone locking. I forgot it was still hooked up. Let me unplug.
So, just a disclaimer, we are not professionals, so attempt this at home.
You say you say that every episode.
Well, I'm just saying, which I don't know that you could consider yourself a professional in music.
Technical definition is you get paid for what you do.
True, yeah.
Well,
So,
ladies and gentlemen, I have lost my pedal board.
uh-oh. Good. Maybe we won't have guitar in this song.
You're fixing to hear what it sounds like
There we go.
without the guitar.
We're good?
I found it.
I don't know what necessarily this will look like, but we're going to try to take each piece of the band out just so you can see what that sounds like and how important each piece is.
Yep. And we're pretty much doing this on the fly, too.
Yep.
So talking it through, do we manually take them out? Or do we... No, we have to, because this is a solo recording. Just a stereo track, so I can't manually pull each instrument out. So yes, we'll have to stop and start. Except for the stuff I'm going to add in.
That should be fun for Cody.
Yeah, I'll get to play this song like 20 times. Trust me, I could stop
No,
playing.
we don't have to stop and start, but what I mean is when we say cut guitar, Caleb will just stop playing.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to I can mute the tracks because it's a stereo track. I can't mute
Gotcha.
us
I see
individually.
what you're saying.
Or I could, but I'm not going to try to reach over here in the middle of while we're playing.
Yeah.
So, shall we?
We shall.
All right. I'll be calling signals, but you in the recording out there in the world, all the listeners, y'all will not be able to hear that because you're going to be hearing the recording of the instrument.
Voice of Truth, Casting Crowns.
Number one song of all time.
Cut. Whatever they say in the showbiz. Break a leg.
Mark.
All right, let's hit it. Back on. That was too much fun. I didn't want to stop.
I know. Would y'all like to listen to us just play that for 30 minutes?
We can just start the cameras and we'll just jam for an hour and you can just stop watching whenever you get tired.
There you go. So, that's what it sounds like. So, as you could tell in that, and I'm sure Matt will add this in, but we don't have a bass player or
An
organ
aux keys
player
player,
or
correct.
aux keys.
We're going to bring both of those in, I guess you would say, after tracked, and then they're going to be periodically muted throughout that. So I'm sure you did hear that.
Yeah, you will not notice, but we did. But we all stopped playing so you could understand just how important it is for each piece of this band. A lot of churches don't have a drum player,
Yeah.
don't have a piano player, don't have a guitar player. So this may be your normal service layout to not have a drummer or not have guitar or not have piano. But you can still get the job done. It would be preferable to have all of the instruments. There's stuff we don't have that we would like to have that we just don't have room for or don't have someone to play it. Personally, I would like to have a banjo up here, but
Mandolin.
mandolin would be nice too.
No, absolutely not. Could
Caleb
you imagine praise with a banjo?
Actually, that would sound pretty good.
I think that, yes.
Bluegrass version of praise.
We would just change it to, and it would be great.
Um,
Now, saxophone. If you play the saxophone
we did have a
and
saxophone.
don't have a home church,
We did have a saxophone up here one day. It sounded pretty good.
yes.
Yeah, so Matt,
It's not the same.
it sounds like when Franklin gets in trouble on Franklin. Franklin and his friends knew they shouldn't have been in the forest.
That's perfect.
Um,
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
so, where do you want to go from here with this?
Really, we can give some more examples, or I think because this is going to tag in with our
Right.
other episode. I think hopefully everybody who's listening got an idea because we discussed a little bit of it in the last episode. No instrument operates in a silo, right?
Right.
You can't, and you'll go places, and it's not because people are bad people, but people just haven't been taught or don't know better. They're playing with one thing in mind, and that's themselves. They've listened to the track. Oh, I can add all this cool stuff. I can do, and it's going to be awesome, and I've just made this song 10 times better.
Do you want to overplay Voice of Truth?
Yes.
This is something we saw done
I
on
think we
another
should.
video that was made like 12 years ago.
I say we
Dan
should just
Mullen.
do the chorus, though, because that's really where you can only
Yeah, overplay the verse.
overplay, yeah.
I agree. Let's do
I mean, you could overplay the verses, but it's so mellow, it don't really...
Play the verse, and we will all, just for timing's sake, play the verse, and we'll go into the chorus from the verse.
Okay.
Hey, let's play the chorus one time through normal, and then the second time...
Okay.
Yeah.
Go
everybody just
verse,
go
chorus, and we'll start with the pre-chorus.
Dan
And
Mullen also has a video on this called, is it Don't Overplay?
Don't
Don't
Overplay.
overplay. We can link it in the description
Yeah.
because
He
it's a really
basically-
good video.
They
He
do a great
basically
job.
does this, but those guys are really good. So they actually make it sound pretty good.
They're overplaying.
And
is-
the song
woo.
the song they're doing it to is like perfect too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
So
let's do it.
pre-chorus, chorus normal, chorus overplayed.
Yeah.
Do we want to take turns overplaying?
Yeah.
I think we should. All right, we'll call it out. We'll play it by ear. All right.
We didn't all overplay together.
We didn't. That's right. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, that was fun.
It's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
I hate it.
Hopefully, y'all can hear the impact that. In fact, when each one, I don't know, drums overplaying was pretty
I
bad.
mess up whenever I try overplaying
Same.
because I can only play what I hear, like what my style.
Yeah.
You know, I can only play that, and I don't know if it was just that song or whatever. But as you could tell in there, I got off time. I started messing up and hitting licks. It was very noticeable. Caleb killed it on the guitar.
I was gonna say Caleb sounded slick.
But now, if somebody was singing to that, that would be overbearing.
Exactly.
You know, with us just sitting here playing, it sounded good. But now,
Honestly, I don't know that you could sing to it
You can't.
because I was lost. Like I got lost.
Like,
when
where
we
are we
all,
at in the
when we
chorus?
were all doing it, I was like, I don't even know where we're at anymore.
So it's fun to jam to that. And each take in turns is fun. Everybody
Yeah.
overplaying was just, I think we all agree that was bad.
yeah.
Might have been fun, but it was still bad. It just sounded bad. But each one of us kind of doing maybe a solo part in just a jam session wouldn't be awful. But you add vocals, it's stepping all over what they're doing. It's distracting to people in the audience.
It's distracting to the vocalists. They
Distracting
can't hear
to the
what
vocalists.
they can't, because they listen for cues
Yep.
in the music.
Mhm.
And when we're cueing about every 2 seconds, it can be aggravating.
That's why, like on recordings and stuff, like guitar solos or drum solos, everybody else kind of backs down. There's
Or
no
disappears.
singers,
Yeah.
and it's just the guitar. Because if not, it's going to sound terrible. Or it's just the drums or whatever the solo may be, the bass, which never happens. But
On
That's fair.
on that Dan Moen video, the acoustic guitar guy, he was like, "All right, overplay." It was just him still playing the acoustic guitar.
He's like, no,
putting
overplay.
some extra drums in there.
Yeah. So
But yeah, it can be distracting, and that's why going back to what we were just talking about, operating in a silo by yourself that's not how you work effectively with a band.
yeah, all I was thinking about when I was playing this is, what can I do?
What can I throw into it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I wasn't thinking about the rest of these fellers
Mhm.
and how to make it sound good. Because the clean version sounds really good, really clean. It's more emotional.
At least we thought so. Don't trash us in the comments.
You can trash us in the comments. I feel like if we get haters, that means we're doing a good job.
Yeah, there's not a single YouTuber that doesn't have
That's
hate
fair.
mail
That's fair.
or hate comments, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call them. Trolls.
Our schedule has also been wacko.
Awful. Yeah.
So sorry that this is taking forever. But
But yeah, best case overplaying is going to be a bit of a distraction. Worst case, you throw everybody else in the band off. You distract worship, distract people in the audience, other people on the platform. Your pastor looks at you. What are you doing?
yeah.
So
And so before we watched this video that I'm referring to, we had experienced this multiple times, multiple different ways. We're just trying to give beginner musicians and maybe somebody who thinks they don't overplay they can hear what overplaying sounds like and say, oh, well, I do kind of overplay.
And if we're being honest, we all overplay.
Yeah, we
at
still
times.
do.
We all at times, yes.
We're all human.
Yeah, but we know, like, we can understand, okay, we are overplaying. We need to chill out right here. You know,
And we have a relationship where we can be like, yo, stop.
You're being a moron.
that's too much, Caleb. Stop.
Which goes to be showed.
Goes to be showed.
Which shows why it's important. You're musicians, you should have an open level of communication. If somebody's doing something wrong, you should be able to tell them without somebody getting offended.
Yep. But we've all learned that stuff just from playing and embarrassing ourselves or getting the look from several people or whatever. So we're just trying to give you a peek into the future, or I don't know what you'd call it. If future me went back to old me and said, Cody, this is what this sounds like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Which I've always, especially starting out, I was real timid and didn't want to try much. Some songs require you to overplay. Some songs require the drums to be overplayed. Especially in a live setting. Studio, you can't get away with it as much. In a live room, it can sound good at times, or, you know, if you're playing a song and it's over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and you've been playing it for an hour and a half, you got to do something to break the monotony. And you don't overplay, but you start branching out to try different stuff. And that's a different, I mean, that's overplaying, but
Yeah.
it's needed. I'm talking, this is Sunday morning, the first song. You come out of the verse and you go into what we just did. It can be very, very distracting and disheartening. And it's just kind of like, wow, dude wants to put on a show for us.
Well, I think it's like Dan Moen was talking about, like, you come out, like, he was talking about the drummer. He said, overplay like it's your first Sunday on the drums, and you're going to show them every lick you've ever learned, no matter if it fits or not.
In one 4-bar section.
Yeah.
I think, is it too bold to say that overplaying is being selfish?
No, not at all.
Because it's being selfish in multiple ways. First of all, you're saying, y'all don't matter, I got this. Secondly, it's being selfish from the singer's standpoint because you're hogging their space.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, it's selfish spiritually because I'm not worried about what's going on in the service. I'm up here letting everybody know
To shred.
yeah, that I can play this guitar, this drum set, or piano, whatever the case may be, and I'm gonna let them know, you know, I can tear this song up.
I'm excited to see what bass and aux sounds like
Since we can't hear him right now.
with the overplay.
And there was a gentleman, and I cannot remember his name, but at Brother Dalton's church, the older gentleman that plays guitar, he's a really good guitar player. And I was talking to him, you know, and just kind of getting advice. You know, he's older people, you know, they just got words of wisdom, you know. And I asked him, I said, so if you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be? He said, it's not always what you play, it's what you don't play. He said sometimes not playing at the right moment speaks more than trying to fill all the space with playing. And that just kind of stuck with me. So,
Yep.
Yeah. It goes back to I think back to our discussion on sound technicians. You know, individual instruments think they're just focused on that instrument. The sound technician's focused on everybody. In an ideal world, each band member's focused on everybody. Yeah. What is this person doing? How can I complement this? Not how can I shred or how can I do this more? We are one instrument. A band is one instrument making one noise, one voice, one sound.
Right.
And if one of us is playing out of turn, then it's really one band plus this person.
If you're playing, if you're not overplaying, you're playing what you're supposed to. That allows you to hear the rest of the band.
Mhm.
You know, that allows you to focus on other parts of the band and follow where they're going. Because when I was overplaying, like Caleb was saying, I didn't know where we were going. I didn't know what the next step was, if we were going back into the chorus, back into the
Yeah.
bridge, or what. I
I
didn't
was
know where
just
we were in
listening
the
to,
chorus.
ooh, that lick. We may on another video break down, because I think it would be fun. I'm enjoying this setting. I hope everybody watching, all 30 of you are. I think it'd be fun to break down just a song, like start with the drums, then add the bass, then add the guitar, then add the piano, so you can see how you would build a groove, and then how when you get to that, start to add on more and more stuff. There's less and less room to fill, like we talked about in the first part of this episode. If it's a 3-piece band like us, there's more room for us to do stuff and it not be distracting. If there's 7 of us, you have a little tiny space of frequency and room to fill. And if you start doing more than that, you're stepping on everybody, right? So I think it'd be fun to maybe in another video do that. Let us know in the comments if you want to see that. See more jam session. We need a name for it. Hold on. You know how some bands will do like the something covers or something? We need a cool name for it.
We'll think of it.
Like
But-
Colton Duties and their altar call or whatever.
Talkback jam.
Talkback jams. There you go. But we hope y'all have enjoyed listening.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank y'all so much for listening. I will say what we always say, and then what say we jam it out.
Okay. What are we going to jam it out to?
I don't know. We'll make it up as we go.
Okay. Here we go.
This is called Thinking on the Fly because I didn't plan to do it.
We're going to name this one Thinking on the Fly.
Because we didn't plan to do it.
Because we didn't plan to do it. Say what we always say.
So we always say. And tell you what, you start playing, and then we'll just go from there. No pressure. So, as Pastor Lambert always says, may you pour out before the Lord. May you pour out before the Lord with all that you do, your worship, your music. We thank you for watching, and we pray you have an amazing service on Sunday.